Just about every circular knitting pattern ever written has the instruction to join the stitches in the round without twisting or being careful not to twist the stitches. So whether you're new to circular knitting or have a few projects under your belt, you might be wondering what the best method is for doing those things. So here are some tips for getting started working in the round. Here I have a little project that has 15 stitches that I've divided onto 3 double pointed needles. So here you can see what a cast on edge looks like that does not have twisted stitches, because if you look all the way around, the cast on edge is straight. So that is what you're looking for. If you have a twist in your cast on edge, you will end up with a twist in your knitting, which will mean that your knitting won't lie flat. And that is usually not what we're going for in knitting. So you want to take the time to make sure that you do this properly. As for joining the stitches to work in the round, there are several different techniques you can use, and I'm going to run you through 3 of them that I have used in my career. When I was first starting to learn how to knit in the round, I would cast on the normal number of stitches called for in the pattern and then add 1 more. So here I'm going to have 16 stitches instead of 15. And then I would take that last cast on stitch and slip it onto the needle with the first cast on stitches. You can see already how that kind of joins it, the 2 ends together. And then I would just knit those 2 stitches together to get back to the called for stitch count. And so you can see that that makes kind of a bulky, messy stitch, but if you're not looking too closely at the cast on edge, it's fine, and it's definitely very secure and can make you feel good about having an edge that's well joined. So another alternative is to take the first cast on stitch and the last cast on stitch and swap their positions. So you can do it from either direction, but here I'm going to slide the stitch that I cast on first onto the last needle, the needle with the stitches that I cast on last. And then I'm going to take the stitch that I cast on last, I'm going to take it up and over that stitch that I just moved and slide it onto the needle with the stitches that I first cast on. So you're basically just swapping them by slipping one over the other. And that's less visible. There's still a little bump there that doesn't look the same as a normal stitch, but it's a really good method if you are worried about having that be really secure. But what I do now most of the time is that I just start knitting, and I don't really have any problems. It's a little wobbly when you first get started, so those other methods are good for newer knitters who might not be as secure with their knitting, but as you get comfortable knitting, you can just start knitting and that automatically joins your stitches to work in the round. So when I get to the end of this needle, you can see how there's a little bit of a gap there, but once you come back around and start the second round, you can tighten that up a little bit, and you can also use your yarn tail when you're finishing to kind of close up that gap if you still need to. So there are 3 easy ways for you to start knitting in the round. I hope you'll try them.